got to take or get from K to 12? In the pedagogical arena, I think we got the idea of standards. You know, you may disagree with me. I think standards are a fundamental elixir to move us toward higher quality, toward more intentionality in teaching, irrespective of the degree of the individual who holds them. So that would be where I would come down on pedagogy. And it would be very interesting if you were to do your own maps. Programmatically, I think hands down, early childhood has a whole lot to contribute to K to 12, and particularly in the era of reduced budgets. We understand the vital importance of health and nutrition. We understand totally, unlike K to 12, the critical importance of meaningful parental engagement. I'm well beyond the bake sale stuff, but really meaningful. We only have to look to Head Start in the 70.2, which was issued in 1970 as a legacy of that as a model. We understand about community engagement. Now, some programs are doing it a whole lot better, some services than others, but essentially I think we've nailed this down. In terms of the gives and the gets from K to 12, I would love you to challenge me. I'm really hard-pressed. I'm really, really hard-pressed. I mean, K-12 does have institutionalized psychological services. It does have institutionalized referral, but...
Space.
Wait, I'm not there yet. Hold on. Okay. Policy. Great, Charlie. Policy. Okay, so here's where I think we have got a lot to take from K to 12. First of all, from what do we got to give, I think we've got the idea of a mixed delivery system. And we need to have a big conversation about what we think the future of funding in early childhood is. I do think one of the strengths of our system is that it is a mixed delivery, that it happens in different places, and that it's actually funded in different ways. That the financing structure of early childhood is far more like higher ed, and I don't necessarily think that is a bad model, so long as we could move toward more universal provision. That's my opinion. I'm happy to talk about that. What do I think we need to get from K to 12? A lot. Number one, durable funding. I really want to see broader commitments, including us in on the school funding formula, working hard with Ohio and a few other states on this right now. I think we've got stable governance structures that have existed since the 1880s in this country, in the form of state departments of education, in the form of, in most states, cabinets within legislatures for education. They've got governance nailed down. They've got money nailed down. They've also got teacher certification nailed down. It's built into a system whereby state colleges require it. Students have to go to meet state certification requirements. It's very embedded. You can't get out of it, right? We don't have that, guys. So if indeed I were looking at what we should be taking, it would be in the area, it would be in that policy wheel. And if I were doing a wheel for us on kind of where our energies are, it would be pretty densely colored, if you use that, in the area of pedagogy, pretty densely colored in the area of programmatic, that is for early childhood, and it would be very, very, very light in the policy area. And Charlie, I would include space in the issue of governance and financing. To me, it is an outcome of that. You may argue you want to put it in pedagogy, it doesn't matter, but you get it because you've got funding and you've got this durable commitment. Okay, should I go on? I'll come back and we can debate this later. Okay, my fourth big issue, so let me just summarize this. My issue here is that we've never thought systematically about the gives and the gets, and that we really should be thinking about that so that we don't get overtaken and overrun. Now, I am perplexed by how you build an effective pre-K to third grade system without having a solid early childhood system. By early childhood, I really mean 0 to 5, as I indicated in the systems when we're talking about structure. So indeed, what's happening is that as we are building this pre-K to 3, we're leaving behind, in many cases, our durable, long-standing commitment to 0 to 3. And frankly, it worries me a whole lot. I think that early childhood in the 0 to 5 system is, in a way, I call it the pliant partner, because any behemoth that has durable financing, durable governance, a clear system for an infrastructure durably is really in the winner's corner. So it is not illogical that indeed this would be happening. As I indicated before, I just don't think that we got clarity on what the benefits are and what the differences are, and I don't think primary education, K-12 education, really understands it. My read is that you need to build up the 0 to 3 system, and I know many of you will debate me on this, it's good. The 0 to 5 system needs to be understood as a system because it shares comparable problems on all of the policy parameters, the financing, the governance, etc., at the same time as we are linking to K to 12. I don't see these as contradictory missions or contradictory things we've got to accomplish. I do think that because of the faddism in our field, we're beginning to be pulled over toward the K to 12, much more so than looking at the continuum of birth to age 5. Now, the last issue that I want to say is, are there contexts in which a focus on linkages is inappropriate? Are there other early childhood development work that should take precedence? And I have to say, I'm really happy that all of this energy is going into pre-K to K. I'm also very concerned that we are forgetting issues related to parental agency, and I include in that a lot of what Lisa, I assume, was talking to you about yesterday, which to me is the honoring of the cultures and the communities from which our youngsters are coming. I think this issue about keeping children in school is really, really critical. Let me say to you that I live in a community, New Haven, Connecticut, that has a 60% high school dropout rate in a community with one of the most elite colleges of higher education in the country. It's really a very serious issue. And K to 12 has got a lot of problems it's got to deal with. And I have to say that keeping kids in school is not inconsequential. I think we're doing an abysmal job in this country of educating English language learners, not just in our own field, but in K to 12. So I'm not suggesting that we should stop the focus on the pre-K to 3. I am suggesting that we also need to make sure that we don't lose sight of some of these other really big issues in K to 12 education. So where am I? What is my bottom line? First, we shouldn't forget our history, that indeed we've got a rich one to build on that embraces pedagogical, programmatic, and policy thinking about these issues. The second is, I hope that we are coming to a point where we've got a more defined and refined understanding of what systems work is and how we need to go about it. I also think that we are at a point in our social history where we spent a lot of years visioning, and I think we've got visions of the ideal system. The question now is really to focus on implementation and to be very, very strategic about it. The other point that I've written down here is to have patience. We've got this opportunity right now, and we've got to move it. The reality is this stuff takes time. And if you look back at translation, it's a perfect exemplar for our total field. 40 years ago, the same stuff we're talking about today was being talked about then. So it's a long haul. I would conclude by saying, however, that the opportunity for our field has never been better. Not because we are any smarter, but because the public has become much more smart about the importance of early education to the economic development of our country and of other nations in the world. that's going for us, and I think we've successfully ridden it, and we just need to keep going on it. So I'm going to end there.